Hello, my dear students. Hope you all are keeping well. In this module, we will discuss the practical implementation of relative, absolute, and mixed reference. Before that, a small riddle for you all, whose answer I'll disclose by the end of the module. Relative reference. Relative reference is when we are copying the formula and the cell address automatically changes. Sum function I am using here to find out the total of all these cells. You can use by adding B3 plus B, C3 plus D3 like that. You can see that the formula is taking the range from B3 to E3. If I simply drag it down to find the sum of rest students, you will see that the formula is copied, but the cell range gets changed in each and every cell whenever it is copied. This is what relative reference says. Absolute reference. In cell F1, I have taken 100. Now I need to divide the total by 100. Each time I am selecting F1. So G3 divided by F1. Let me just simply drag down as I did in relative reference and see what happens. You will see these are the errors that occurs. This is not the correct answer. If I go to the formula and click on show formula, the problem is every time it has changed from F1 to F2, F3, F4, F5 like this, wherever the value is not exact what we wanted. So now let me come back to my formula and check out what was the problem. If I add a dollar sign before F and before 1, I am going to lock the cell B1 when F1 is logged. And let me delete this and now let me drag it down. You will see that it is copied correctly, because if I go to show formula and show you the formula, F1 cell is locked in all the cases. That means it has picked up 100 itself. It has divided the sum with 100 itself. So we got the correct answer. Relative reference and absolute reference must be clear. Coming up to mixed reference. In mixed reference, if I want to find out the sum of all the physics marks given here, sum of the physics marks, enter. I got the sum as 75. Mixed reference is actually a combination of relative and absolute reference. Either I can fix the row or I'll fix the column. If you see the formula, it's B3 to B7. If I fix the row 3 to 7, I'll add a dollar sign before it. So B $3 to B $7. Same formula. If I copy it, I can use Ctrl C, but in order to show you all, I'm using the option copy. If I copy it and I'm pasting it some other place, what happens is the formula is copied, but the column B has changed into C and the row numbers remains the same 3 to 7 as we have logged it. Same formula, if I copy it here in the cell D8, you will see that this column number from C has changed to D, but the row remains the same 3 to 7. This is how we have just logged the row. If same way we have to log the column number and we do not have to log the row, what we are going to do is we will add a dollar sign before B and remove the dollar sign from 3 to 7. So now our column is locked, row is not. Copying the same formula in some other place, may it be C9. When we are pasting it in C9, you will see the formula. It has fixed the column B, but the row has changed from 3 to 4 and 7 to 8, that is from 4 to 8. The range taken is from 4 to 8. This is what shows that either you can fix the row or the column in place of mixed reference. circular reference. It's the error occurred when the formula refers to its own cell value directly or indirectly. If I am typing equal to G1 plus G5 into 3, where we are working in the cell G5 itself. We are working in the cell G5 and I have used the cell address G5. So, in cell G5, if I have typed G5, then it shows an error showing that it's a circular reference warning. It cannot pick up the value. Then it will give us a result of 0, showing us the warning that it is circular reference warning. It is exactly the error which occurred. Cell reference of another worksheet. Cell reference of another worksheet can be taken up by two ways, either by copying and pasting it in the other sheet or by using the sheet reference. If I find out the sum here, in sheet 1 I am working, if you can see, and I have copied the formula from here in sheet 1, pasting it somewhere in sheet 2. The range taken up in sheet 1 was B3 to B7, but it has automatically changed to C3 to C7 once we copy it in sheet 2. This is by copying and pasting it. Using sheet reference, in sheet 1, C3 cell number has 12. I have just used the value of C3 of sheet 1. What I have to do is, I want to add it with B3 of this particular sheet. So, B3 plus sheet 1 exclamation mark, if you can see here, sheet 1 plus exclamation mark and C3. That means sheet 1 C3 value is added to the B3 value of this particular sheet where we are working. So, B3 value of this sheet is 12. Sheet 1 C3 value was also 12, if you remember. So, the total comes up to 24. There are few errors which occurs once you are copying a formula incorrectly. The error name and the purpose is given on the screen. Functions. From the very first sheet we are using function. Functions are the pre-designed formulas in Excel. They help us to conveniently use and do our work quickly. There are few rules to enter a function. All Excel function must begin with an equal to sign. When you start a function, you should start it with an equal to sign. Function name must be a valid Excel name, like for example, sum and average. Sum we have already used here. Function name must be followed by opening and closing parentheses. Opening and closing brackets should always be there when you are giving the range. Arguments are enclosed in the parentheses. Whatever arguments of the cell range you are passing should be inside the bracket. Learn all the 4 rules, it's important. Few common functions that you basically use in Excel. Sum function to find out the sum of the range. Average to find the average of the range. Odd function returns the number rounded up to the nearest odd integer. Int function rounds a number to the nearest integer. Product multiplies the values in a range of cell. Round rounds a number to the specified digits. Exponentiation or exp, it returns the number raised to the power of the number. Square root returns the square root value. Power function returns the result of the number raised to some power. Mod function returns the remainder after the number is divided by 0. Whatever remainder you are getting, you will be displayed when you are using mod function. How to delete a worksheet? For deleting a worksheet, you will click on the sheet which you want to delete. After right clicking it, you will get the delete option. Once you click on delete option, the sheet will be removed and you will be able to delete it. The question and answers for this module are: what is circular reference? Just define what is circular reference. That is the error which occurs when the cell refers to the cell value directly or indirectly. What are the rules to enter a function? All the 4 rules to enter the functions are there in the particular module. So, write down the rules to enter a function. Now, time to get the answer of the riddle. The answer is map. Thank you, children. God bless you all.